Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take, your articles, your research, all those notes and really distill them down into the key nuggets of knowledge. Today, we're plunging into the really fast-moving world of AI adoption, business strategy, and how it's fundamentally reshaping workflows. We've got a fascinating set of insights here from a recent standing AI meeting. It brought together business owners, experts, people actually implementing AI in their day-to-day. So our mission for you today: cut through all the noise, all the hype, and show you how real people are leveraging AI right now. What challenges are they hitting? What surprising opportunities are popping up? And maybe most importantly, what does this all mean for your business? Let's unpack this.
Okay, kicking things off, there's this really interesting, maybe even major shift happening in how AI is being adopted. It feels different from other tech rollouts. What's unique about how this tech is spreading, and well, why should we really pay attention?
Yeah, it's genuinely intriguing. What's fascinating here is how AI seems to be challenging that traditional technology adoption curve. Historically, new tech, it flows from government, maybe big corporations, then it kind of trickles down to smaller businesses and eventually individuals. But with AI, it feels completely flipped.
Flipped. How so?
Well, individuals, small businesses,
Yeah.
they're often the first ones jumping in, experimenting, innovating, really from the ground up. And this bottom-up approach, it's unleashing entirely new kinds of opportunities.
Huh. That's a pretty profound reversal, actually. So you're saying we, the users, the small business folks, we're the ones in the trenches, becoming these sort of unexpected early experts.
In a way,
Yeah.
what are the advantages then? What does this user-led adoption give us that, top-down rollouts didn't? Well, for one, it really democratizes innovation, doesn't it? It empowers individuals, small teams to lead the charge. They can find these really niche applications, solve specific problems that maybe larger, slower organizations just wouldn't see or prioritize. And that grassroots adoption means you get a much faster feedback loop, which leads to more tailored, more practical solutions emerging really quickly.
Okay, that makes sense. So if we're all becoming these early adopters, how should we actually think about AI conceptually? I mean, because let's be honest, for a lot of people, it still feels a bit abstract, like a black box you just feed stuff into.
Right.
What's a helpful way to frame it?
That's a great question. And it's crucial, I think, to demystify AI. See it less as some kind of replacement for humans and more like a highly sophisticated tool, or maybe an apprentice.
An apprentice, interesting.
Yeah, one analogy that came up in our sources, it resonated. View large language models, LLMs, like a brilliant, but say highly literal apprentice. Or maybe like that analogy of an autistic child, gifted, but needing teaching. They're incredible quick learners, right? They process information at lightning speed. But they lack real-world experience. They don't have common sense, not really.
Yeah.
And they can't infer things you don't explicitly state.
Ah, okay.
So they need clear, very precise instructions and really specific guardrails.
Guardrails, okay.
Another way to think about it is like transport. Is it a bike, a car, a plane? You need the right vehicle for the journey, and you absolutely need to know how to pilot it safely and effectively.
Got it. So it's not just magically autonomous. It really demands direction and foundational knowledge from us.
Exactly.
So connecting this to the bigger picture, it means our ability to, program it, prompt it effectively. That's key to getting anything useful out, much like training a talented but inexperienced new hire.
Precisely. It really underscores that human expertise in defining the problem clearly, in crafting the right input that remains absolutely indispensable. You can't just abdicate that responsibility.
Right. Okay, which brings us to a pretty critical point, and sometimes maybe a bit alarming. What happens when the AI goes, off script? We hear these terms flying around: hallucinations, snowballing. Can you break those down? What do they mean in like a practical sense?
Yeah, this is where AI governance, careful application, it becomes absolutely vital. Our sources, they brought up that classic cautionary tale. Microsoft's early chatbot, Tay, remember that?
Vaguely, yes. It went bad fast, didn't it?
Very fast.
Yeah.
It started spewing racist, prejudiced content because it fundamentally lacked robust flagging, proper guardrails. It essentially learned from toxic inputs online and then just amplified them massively.
Wow. Okay.
So hallucinations, that term refers to when the AI basically makes stuff up. It invents information that sounds plausible but isn't factual, isn't true.
Like confidently wrong.
Exactly. And snowballing.
Yeah.
That's when a small error, maybe a subtle bias hidden deep in the training data, it starts to compound, grows over time, leading to outputs that become increasingly problematic or nonsensical or even harmful if you don't catch it early.
So basically, the output is only as good as the input and the guardrails you meticulously build around it. It's like you almost have to explicitly tell an AI agent, hey, don't lie.
Yeah.
Or program in core values.
Precisely. Yeah, you really do. And this highlights just how vital human emotional intelligence, human critical thinking still is. We need that ability to discern reliable information, to program these things responsibly. It's all about ensuring accountability and, seriously reducing the risks of misinformation spreading. And crucially, making sure you don't just automate a flawed process, a rubbish process, as one source put it, because AI will just make that rubbish repeatable at scale super fast.
Don't automate rubbish.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so we've talked about how to think about AI, its unique adoption, the challenges like hallucinations. Now let's make this concrete. Let's dive into the examples from that meeting. How are people actually putting these principles into action, solving real business problems? What stood out?
Yeah, there were several really compelling applications discussed. One individual, for example, they highlighted how generic, broad AI solutions often just weren't cutting it for their needs, weren't specific enough.
Right, to general purpose.
Exactly. The breakthrough for them came when they seriously narrowed down their target vertical, focused on a highly specific pain point, like creating an AI tool just for personal injury attorneys, that's a specific job, matching complex medical records to billing statements accurately.
Wow, that's niche.
Super niche. And it really emphasizes that, okay, yes, basic business rules still apply, find a problem, solve it, but AI lets you tackle hyper-specific micro-niche problems that maybe weren't economically viable to solve with tech before. It feels like it's unlocking entirely new markets for these very targeted issues.
That's a fantastic example. AI refining existing business principles, not just throwing them out. What else did you hear on the practical side? Any other tools or platforms?
Yeah, another really fascinating use case involved a new platform called, I think it was Lovable, designed for rapid website building using AI.
Lovable.
Yeah.
Okay. How does that work?
Well, apparently, clients answer just 10 questions. Pretty basic stuff, industry, niche, features they want, color ideas, crucially, what sets them apart. That data gets fed into the AI, and boom, it generates the website structure and initial content.
Just 10 questions. That sounds incredibly streamlined, almost too simple. What's the turnaround time, and who's this really for?
It's designed for speed, definitely. They mentioned getting clients a first draft in as little as like 24 hours after the initial chat and payment.
24 hours. Wow.
Yeah. And this whole fail fast, correct quickly idea seems central. AI tech allows businesses using it to spot gaps, fix errors, much faster than traditional web development. They shared an anecdote. A Calendly link had the wrong time zone, usually a headache, right? Here, fixed almost immediately, less stress for everyone.
I can see the appeal.
And the target audience seems to be small businesses, maybe solo entrepreneurs launching an ebook, or anyone needing a simple online presence without needing deep technical know-how themselves.
Makes sense. And the business model around this Lovable platform, is it just a one-off build or is there ongoing stuff?
Good question. They're apparently building out subscription services for ongoing site maintenance, marketing support, and they're using automation tools like Zapier to keep sites updated based on client requests. So trying to automate the back end too.
Interesting. But does it replace the human element entirely?
Not according to the discussion. It really reinforced that even with AI speeding things up dramatically, scaling still requires a human team. The tech accelerates tasks, sure, but it doesn't replace the need for collaboration, for diligence, for that crucial, hand-holding with clients, especially when they're starting out.
Right. So AI is changing how the work gets done, but not necessarily the need for human interaction and oversight. That's reassuring, maybe.
I think so.
Okay, what about creative applications? Did anyone share how AI is boosting the artistic side of things, marketing, content?
Oh, absolutely. We heard about some genuinely innovative uses there. People using AI to generate images, then turning those static images into moving visuals for things like album catalogs. Pretty cool for creative marketing.
Yeah, that is cool.
Someone else mentioned using AI to help structure an entire book project.
Yeah.
And another participant, this was interesting, they're combining their deep expertise in emotional intelligence with AI. They're programming custom LLMs, using their EQ knowledge to refine the prompts and outputs, and using it to proofread their own book and craft really targeted marketing messages.
Now that shows the synergy. Combining unique human skills with AI's processing power, it becomes a real force multiplier then.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so AI can clearly handle a lot. It accelerates, it enables niche solutions, it even aids creativity.
Yeah.
But What about the less glamorous side? The challenges when you try to scale these things up, beyond the cool front-end visuals, what's lurking in the back end that we need to worry about?
Yeah, that's a really important question. Security, for one,
Mhm.
and just robust back-end logic. If you have AI agents building websites or automating complex workflows, you could inadvertently create liabilities if that's not managed very carefully.
Liabilities like,
Data leaks, faulty logic in transactions, compliance issues. So thinking about powerful, secure tools for those back-end flows, someone mentioned make.com as an example, it becomes critical. Also, just integrating these new AI tools with existing, often older legacy systems, that's a huge hurdle for many businesses. It's not always plug and play.
right, the integration headache.
And then there's managing data privacy, data sovereignty, especially if you operate across different regions or countries. That adds layers and layers of complexity as you scale.
Okay, lots to consider there. And what about the human element again? We touched on teams still being necessary, but does the nature of the team change? Are we all becoming prompt engineers?
Not necessarily all prompt engineers, but roles are definitely shifting. It reinforces the need for a team, yes, but maybe with different skill sets. People become experts in leveraging specific AI tools like that Lovable platform or other AI agents, rather than just doing the manual task itself.
So less manual execution, more strategic application and oversight.
Exactly. The consensus seems to be that jobs aren't just vanishing, they're transforming. And that demands, frankly, lifelong learning. Constantly picking up new skills in AI oversight, strategic thinking, prompt crafting, yes, but also ethical considerations. And it also really hammered home the importance of, well, old school process mapping.
Pen and paper.
Literally, mapping out your business process before you even think about automating it with AI. Make sure the process itself is sound. Because, as we said, you absolutely do not want to automate an inefficient or, rubbish process. AI will just let you make mistakes faster and bigger if you do that.
Don't automate chaos. Got it. That's a really crucial takeaway. Okay, this leads me to a really fascinating thought experiment that came up. If you could have a personal AI agent do just one thing for you, automate one part of your life or work, what would provide the ultimate value? What were people dreaming about in that meeting?
Oh, their responses there were really insightful. They captured the real dream of personal AI, I think. One person, they painted this vivid picture, an AI automating all the life admin connected to computers.
Life admin.
You mean like
Paying bills, scheduling appointments, handling those mundane email back and forths, all the digital drudgery.
Okay, I want that.
Right. And the goal wasn't just about saving time or convenience. It was about freeing up mental bandwidth, getting that cognitive load off your plate so you could focus purely on creative pursuits, filmmaking, writing, podcasting, whatever your thing is.
So it's like having an AI clone of your purely logical, non-emotional self, handling all the logistical stuff, leaving your unique human brain free for the good stuff.
That's a great way to frame it.
Yeah.
Like a digital twin for your to-do list, maybe.
Digital twin for the drudgery. I love it.
Exactly. It's about offloading the tasks that don't require human empathy or creativity or that kind of nuanced judgment, allowing us to double down on what makes us uniquely human. And, this really loops back and underscores the value of understanding the underlying mechanics of AI, not just being a user.
How so?
Well, it's like knowing how your car works, not just knowing how to drive it. That deeper understanding of the principles, the limitations, the potential, that's where the true power to leverage it effectively really lies.
That's a really important distinction. Okay, wow. We have covered a lot of ground today, from that unique kind of bottom-up adoption cycle of AI to understanding it, the ethics, the practical business uses, the scaling challenges, and even dreaming about personal AI agents. What really stands out to you as the biggest theme from this deep dive?
For me, it's seeing how AI isn't just some far-off futuristic concept anymore. It's here.
Yeah.
It's a powerful set of tools. And when you understand them, when you apply them strategically with those crucial guardrails we talked about, they can radically accelerate workflows, yes, but also amplify creativity and even help you fail and correct faster than ever before. That speed of iteration is huge.
Yeah, the fail faster aspect seems key.
Absolutely. And if we step back, look at the broader implications, it suggests the most valuable skill isn't just knowing what AI can do anymore. Everyone will know that soon enough. It's understanding why it matters, how to properly train it, guide it, put those guardrails in place, and maybe most importantly, how to seamlessly weave it into existing processes alongside human collaboration, critical thinking, and a real willingness to keep learning, but demands continuous adaptation.
Continuous adaptation. Okay, so as we close out then, Here's maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. If AI is forcing us all into becoming lifelong learners, and it's transforming job roles more than just eliminating them, how might you start looking at your own tasks, both at work and, personally, viewing them through this lens of potential AI enhancement? Asking not just the simple question, can AI do this, but the more strategic one. How can AI make me more effective, more creative? How can it free up my unique human talents for the things that truly matter? Something to think about. That is it for this deep dive. We really hope it's given you some valuable insights, maybe spark some new ideas or curiosity. Join us next time for another deep dive into the information you carry.